Hey everybody, what's up? You know, I've got about, I would say, let me look here. Um, hold on. I got about 18 minutes to go before I clock in. Yeah, usually I'd be clocking in about 3 minutes, but they got me scheduled for 8:45. It's one of those kind of schedules. It's like everything else is normal. Then you get to essentially the last 2 days, your shift, basically it's like everything is normal, and then you get to like the first and last day of your shift. The first days and last days of your shift, I should say, and it's basically, it's a guessing game. But I'm not here to talk about that. What I am here to talk about is something that really kind of bugged me, and I've been wanting to do a video on it. I just haven't had the time because, of course, I've been tired. Heck, I rested a lot a lot yesterday. So I just spent the time resting a lot. But this is something that's been bugging me. What's been bugging me lately is this past Tuesday, I should say, the newest Scooby-Doo movie, which I talked about on YouTube, and everybody's been talking about since the announcement was made back in late November, early December of last year. The new Scooby-Doo movie, Scooby-Doo and the Curse of the 13th Ghost. Well, let's put it this way. All the hype that this movie got was in the span of 24 to 48 hours. Like I said, within the span of 24 to 48 hours, the hype for this movie, for this direct-to-video movie, the newest in a decades-long, 20-year-long, or 21, I think, 21-year, 20-plus year, 21-year-long run of movies. The hype for this to probably be the Scooby-Doo movie we've been waiting for, as well as the culmination of essentially, folks, 34 years of waiting, or 33 years of waiting. 33 to 32 years of waiting and speculation. The anticipation fans were looking forward to when it came to this movie, within the span, like I said, of 24 to 48 hours, dropped. And as the week went on, and I kept looking on Amazon, I kept looking online. On Amazon, you can rate it by stars. You can go on and comment what you thought of the movie, and you can rate it by stars. I looked on Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, and let's just say the percentage on Rotten Tomatoes, let's say the percentage there, as well as the rating on IMDb, went from being up to being down. Yeah. IMDb had it up to like 7.5, I think even 8 out of 10, something like that. 7.5 out of 10, and even before that, like I said, 8 out of 10. And all of a sudden, it dropped. And it dropped to like 6, and probably by now 5. Rotten Tomatoes had it like around, believe it or not, at 91%, and it dropped to like 85 to 81. But why has it dropped so suddenly? Now, 4 minutes, 33 seconds in, I'll tell you. It's because of the ending. The movie overall was, I guess, decent. In fact, a lot of people actually enjoyed it. But it was the ending that I think really disappointed a lot of people. You see, the one thing they've been known to do in a lot of the Scooby-Doo movies in recent years is go back to the classic popular trope of a man or a woman in a mask, with only possibly a hint of supernaturalness here and there. It's mostly been man, woman in a mask, or in a machine, or behind the scheme, or whatever. And you would think there was an opportunity, like basically finally answering the question of who the 13th ghost is, or capturing the 13th ghost that eluded Daphne, Shaggy, and Scooby, and Scrappy, and Flim Flam, and Vincent Van Ghoul, would be an opportunity to kind of dip their toes, if you will, back into the supernatural, hey, things might be more real than you think category. Things are not always man or person in a mask kind of category. You know, with the opportunity right in front of them to do that, they instead, at Warner Brothers, and the people behind this movie, decided, and this is a bit of spoilers, because I read this through the comments. Yes, I will get the movie because I want to at least see some kind of conclusion. But the comments that spoiled what would be really got a lot of people upset and a lot of people talking. And that is that the 13th ghost is a man in a mask. I am not joking. Apparently, according to the spoilers that were put into reviews, the 13th ghost is a man in a mask, and he's Vincent Van Ghoul's old partner. Yeah, they did a backstory on Vincent Van Ghoul, showed that he used to be an archaeologist or something, and something like that. And he had a partner. And I guess they were, I don't know, I gotta watch the movie, I gotta reread what people have said, but apparently Vincent Van Ghoul has been painted as some kind of like, not the wizard that he was portrayed to be in the original 13 Ghosts series. But on top of all that, you know, with them going down the person in a mask or person in a costume kind of deal, check this out. One of the things that people didn't like about the movie, or was teased about the movie in the trailers, was the fact that Velma was very skeptical. Basically, Velma, who in past Scooby-Doo adventures and movies has dealt with the supernatural, has seen it firsthand, is portrayed as basically being skeptical and saying there can't be a such thing as a 13th ghost or a chest of demons or da-da-da. Even though they tease us in the film that she's going to experience her first natural experience, or her first supernatural encounter. Even though they tease us with that, in the end, despite how people felt about Velma's character in this movie, and I think some people said they felt it was annoying just because she kept trying to play off things weren't real, this couldn't be real kind of deal. Apparently Velma ends up being right. Yeah, because according to one person, just looking how long I've been talking here, sorry. But according to one person that reviewed this movie and posted it on Amazon, basically they loved the movie, they thought it was watchable and enjoyable, but the ending disappointed them. And again, it's the ending that's really causing people to downplay the grade and the percentage of this movie. Because apparently, according to the spoiler reviews, some of the spoiler reviews, and all of them say the same thing, some go into more detail. But according to the spoiler review, some of the spoilers in these reviews, I should say, basically the whole chest of demons, the whole 13 ghosts that Daphne, Shaggy, and Scooby, and Scrappy, and Flim Flam encountered, well, mostly Scooby, Shaggy, and Daphne and Scrappy, or Scooby, Shaggy, you get the idea. Basically the original group of 13 ghosts. That all those 13 ghosts, that chest of demons, all that, was hallucinations. Illusions. Yeah. That's basically the cop-out people say they reported that they're going with. Because according to this, one person said that in the movie, Velma describes that possibility as Shaggy, Daphne, and Scooby having a lack of oxygen due to the high altitude that they were flying at in the Mystery Machine aircraft. Yeah, the airplane, the aircraft, whatever you want to call it, due to the high altitude and the lack of oxygen that they were flying at, especially in the Himalayas, caused them to start hallucinating and seeing things and imagining things. So basically, according to the movie, especially the ending here, and according to Velma in this movie, and Velma's a good character depending on who writes her in a film, who writes her in a show or a movie. But according to Velma, and according to the the writers behind this movie, the staff behind this movie, 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, one of the most controversial, if not popular, Scooby-Doo incarnations of the original run, even to this day, never really happened. It never did. And you know what that does to a lot of people that were looking forward to this, thinking they were going to get a proper conclusion? It causes disappointment. I mean, I can just imagine TLCHG, short for That Long-Haired Creepy Guy, when he does a review on this movie, along with his alien plush buddy, Chibi Fulu. I can just imagine him and Chibi Fulu being like, what the fuck? You know, what the, you know what? And they barely swear on that review show of theirs. But I could just see them going like, WTF, what was that? So yeah, even though the movie's decent, funny, it's the ending that pissed a lot of people off. And again, even though I have not seen the film, and I want to, I'm going to say this. 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo was one of my favorite incarnations of Scooby. I'm not going to deny that. But for Hanna-Barbera, well, not Hanna-Barbera, but for Warner Brothers, who now owns this property, for the writing staff behind these films, especially this one, for them to come out and say that the whole 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo deal was nothing more than probably an illusion, you know, an hallucination brought on due to lack of oxygen because of high altitude that Daphne, Shaggy, and Scooby, and even Scrappy were flying at. For them to do that, that is a slap in the face of the original Scooby-Doo. It is. Yeah, it may have been a controversial series, and yeah, it may have lasted one season, with the potential that if certain things hadn't caused it to be detached by ABC, basically derailed by ABC, or canceled by ABC because it was derailed by outside sources, there's no doubt there would have been a second season. But for them to come out and say for the end of this movie that the whole series that took place in 1986 and 87 was a hallucination, that what the characters experienced, that we followed them for that entire series was nothing more than a lie, was an illusion because of lack of oxygen. That is the dumbest excuse. Now you might say in reality that's a legit excuse. Maybe in reality, yes, and I'm not saying that. But we watched an entire series. We watched an entire series focused on this. You're telling me the 12 out of the 13 ghosts they encountered, Bogo and Weird, were hallucinations? You telling me them getting sucked into comics, to newspaper comics, and into a TV, into a television was hallucinations? You're telling me that? They were even freaking at home when they got sucked into a television and into a comic. Honestly, to me, this movie might be good, but I think they need to redo this story once again. They need to come out and give us an alternate version to this movie and give us an alternate version with the proper ending that fans deserve. So, that's all I'm going to say, guys. I'm going to go clock into work now. But let me know what you all think down below, and I'll talk to y'all later.